All right, guys, welcome back to Community Reviews. I have another special treat. The king is here. Okay, the king is here. Period. Hold on, wait, that didn't go right. Why is it not playing? Oh my god, my bad. Whatever, it's not playing. Y'all know what I'm saying. The king is here. The king is here. Joseph is in the back. Let's bring him on. Let's get this going. Welcome to the stage. My horn didn't even play. I don't understand
Well,
this.
the king's not here alone. The king is here with the queen who's helping me set something up.
Oh my God! Don't do me like that.
I can't hear you, girl. You got the
Y'all gonna make my lashes come off. Don't you do me like
She said,
that.
y'all gonna make my lashes come off.
She gonna let them on struggle with the lashes. Oh my God! The king and the queen is here. Okay. Oh my God. Taylor, now look, you gonna make me miss some. I don't forgot everything. Let me get my questions. First of all, thank you again, Joseph, for coming on. I think I have to give myself together. I'm like, okay.
Thank you
Professional.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Joseph, for coming on my channel.
Thank you so much for
really
having me.
appreciate you coming on and bringing the queen with you. Yeah, this is everything. Okay.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
I want to
The
go
queen
ahead
was just
and
helping me out. That was the
go ahead,
funny
baby.
part. She noticed the laptop was pretty low, so
Listen,
the
this
queen.
man had the view from like up his nose. I was
Yeah,
like,
she's the
no,
expert. She's the expert.
elevate that, yes.
Y'all are so adorable together. It is y'all gonna make me forget everything. This okay. I'm back.
Okay,
I'm back.
sorry.
I'm back.
Okay,
No, don't apologize. This is everything. Okay, this is everything. Don't put up for nothing you're doing. Okay, so I want to say, do you feel like because people are looking at you like you were Taylor's savior on the show, especially with the leftovers? Do you agree with that, or how do you feel about that?
I will say this: Taylor does not need any saving. That's one thing I could
I agree.
definitely mention.
Don't call me Cinderella.
She is
Maybe I'll
definitely
say in
not.
the game. Maybe I'll say in the
Oh,
game. I don't.
even in the game, I think the best I could do is maybe assist her, but everything
Mm,
being done is done by her. The most I could say would be assistance, and that's the most to it. Either way, with or without me, she was winning that
wow.
game.
And
So
she
at
is the
most,
she
I
is the
could say it's
queen.
assistance. She is like, trust me, like, and I'm gonna say that I was there for the first half of the game, and I'm not there for the second half, and she still got to the end. So at most, I can say is maybe assistance.
Being a person of color yourself, did you ever consider all that stuff that Kyle was actually saying, as far as not the negative side what he was saying, but as far as you guys coming together and making this big alliance that he was so afraid was going to happen?
So the thing is, I tried to put myself in his shoes so I can have a better understanding of where he was coming from, and that way our conversation together can be more productive and me trying
Mm,
to share my perspective. So, I mean, unfortunately to me, I would never, I don't, that thought process wouldn't have crossed my mind. I obviously just had, great relationships with people, and it had nothing
right,
to do with their color, background, race, creed. Like it was genuinely just who I got along with and who I loved. Kyle being one of those people in the house. So,
right.
um, unfortunately, I can't really say I can understand where he was coming from, but I try to. So that way in jury, we can have productive conversations and change that mindset.
Wow.
Y'all be. This is his interview, not mine.
I don't mind if you stay.
Well,
I,
Okay, okay.
even when you was getting close. Hey, mama, thank you. Even when you were getting close with the well, I would say Jasmine and Indy.
Hmm.
Just being honest, for a lot of us, it was like, no, don't talk to them. And I know you have to because of the game, obviously. It just, for a fan or just like, no, I don't like you. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
For you, was it hard to be in that position because you played it very well? Because it was flawless. Like just being honest, the way you was turning on, where it would look like you legit. You even had Jasmine and them confused. Like, is he with us or with?
Yeah, so here's the thing. The relationships I built in the house were definitely real. I did love everyone as a person. And, unfortunately, I've been made aware of things that they said or did that I definitely don't stand
Wow.
behind or
Hmm.
resonate with. But in the house, I really try to get to know each person as a person. And, that's why, even regardless of what I heard about Taylor, I still wanted to be her friend. I still wanted to get to know her. So I did that with everyone in the house, and I made some amazing relationships. Taylor, of course, being one of them, and that was probably one of the best decisions, if not the best, I ever got out of that
Hmm.
game. And when I was playing both sides of the house, realistically, I felt like I was only playing one side because I was always true to the leftovers. I would have never betrayed them, but I unfortunately could never work with Jasmine and Indy and the rest of them, because as you saw from week 1 or 2, like they all locked in on something and they pushed and paved the way for themselves, completely leaving people like me, Turner, Taylor, just like in the wind. I think us three were truly actually at that point in the time the only real like leftovers who didn't really have anything going on for us. So I definitely would say that the genuine relationships I was building was true. And
Okay.
unfortunately, if I heard any negative things going forward, I just hope they address it with, accountability and apologies, and hopefully Taylor will respect and work her own relationships throughout it with them.
Speaking of that, when they spoke bad about Taylor, especially now that you know so much as far as what was said back and forth, how are you in that position? To me, it would be cringy for me to be in that position, even though you and Taylor weren't in that at that point yet. Just hearing the things they were
Yeah.
saying about her, how did you deal with that? And did you ever speak out or against it?
So it was definitely difficult in the game. I can't really recall, and I'm probably going to have to watch a lot of the really, really negative things that required, like, of course, it always requires pushback, but I wasn't necessarily made aware of a lot of the negative things that, for example, the blow up, which I watched with Taylor recently. Like I'm in the bathroom for the whole thing. So
Right. She said
it
that,
is
yes.
difficult. Yeah, it is difficult for me to hear. I don't really like, as someone who likes to leave it with light and love, I don't like negativity.
Right.
So for
Right.
hearing it is definitely difficult, and where I can offer pushback, I definitely will. And fortunately, the more people got to know Taylor, the more they saw that she's an amazing person. So then that's what was
Yes.
highlighted.
Yes. So I just felt like that was a hard position for you to be in, period. Even with the bathroom scene, I know you were in the restroom at the time, but you could probably hear the audio, what's going on, knowing like, okay, whoa, what's going on? This is like
So
loud.
hilariously, I was not paying attention to the audio because I was trying to work the bidet. Because we
Okay.
have a very loud bidet on the side, so that's why when I
Gotcha.
walk out,
Oh.
this doesn't make the edit, but when I walk out of the bathroom, Taylor already left, and there's a very still, awkward, tense air. So when I opened the door, I thought it was because I didn't Febreze or flush. So I look at everybody and I'm like, completely unaware and
Oh my
completely
God.
tone deaf of a
Yes.
circumstance. And I'm like, guys, I can spray. Like, it's not that big of a deal or something. And everyone just looks at me. And then this is where people
Like,
start to fill me in. And I'm playing catch up on what's going on with
oh,
Taylor. This is why in
wow.
that scene, Taylor and I aren't necessarily in the same room
Mhm,
because I'm
mhm.
playing catch up on what's going on. Like, can someone fill me in? And then when
Wow.
Taylor comes to apologize to Nicole, I was
Mhm.
going to leave the room to give them privacy because I thought,
Okay.
these are two adults who are going to settle this.
Right.
But as I'm exiting, I can see Taylor's in a very vulnerable and emotional spot. So you'll see me walk away, but I'll stop because I want to make sure this doesn't escalate any further. There's no like obsessive language or this doesn't get offensive. So although Nicole is very confrontational with her in that moment, I stop to make sure if this gets out of hand, like I definitely want to intervene. So
Love it.
that's kind of why I'm standing there waiting. And I, it breaks my heart to see Taylor like this. And I think later that day, me
Yes.
and her have a conversation and I check in with her and make sure she's doing well. And then that also then leads me to be like, I really want to work with this girl.
You were essentially kind of like you were the good man. You represent that on the show, like I mean, quotation like that. He's a good man. You really did, like a
Thank
gentleman.
you so much.
I'm just letting you know. We walk away like we all say he's such a gentleman. He's a good man, and I think that's why everybody's so excited to see the Jaylor. Speaking of that, did you know it was going to swell up like it is? Like
Oh my
literally
God.
every hashtag, every
No idea. Literally, literally no idea for all I knew. And obviously, I had some information that hit me on finale. So I thought like there was no really shot. And while I was waiting in jury, I'm also, not very familiar with what's going on in her mindset. For all I know is I start to get these hints. Like I would always ask like, how's Taylor doing? What's going on with her? And I would get these hints initially like that it was always 50-50. Like Taylor misses you. She can't wait to see you. And then another comment would be like, Taylor has a lot of words for you when she sees you on finale night, which is why I'm so hesitant to approach her. I also want to respect any boundaries between anything that might have started up after I left the house. Like I was so confused in finale and I think it very much shows on my face. I'm of course so proud and happy for her. which is
Yes.
why I get memed based on my face watching her speech.
Yes.
But and I would want no other reason to be memed for than that. But I genuinely I think you can see how happy and proud I am for her, regardless of where we stand in our relationship. I was like, we'll
Yes, you
handle
can.
that later. But
Yes.
that's also why you see, like, as much as I want to run up to her and hug her and everything, I'm like kind of dancing and tiptoeing around. And I think she was as well, because she thought I was angry with her. So we're both just kind of like trying to figure
Oh
this
my
out.
God. See that's the thing. Now, when Ameerah blurted that mess out, that was another thing that I'm just being honest. That was such a slug in the face move. And I was just like, yo, the camera pans to your face, and you're just like, that was a legit face. You could honestly see, like, I had no, how did you do that?
uh,
Once again, you're the gentleman. You
uh,
handle everything smoothly, but in your
thank you
mind, was
so
you going
much.
like,
I was like, oh, it's over, I guess. Like, I was like, that's
oh,
why when I put my that's why I think when I put my key, I make a comment of something like, I love and respect you both so much, and I'll support you both. As in, like, that was trying to me tell them, like, no matter what decision you guys make, like, I'll always stand behind you. And I thank you. But at that moment, I'm kind of like, okay, so we did discuss, like, that's why Taylor has every right to do whatever she wants
yes,
always. But that's why I was like, okay, so she made her decision that we're not going to wait till after the show, and that's probably over, and we can just be really good friends. And fortunately, she's screaming no over there. Fortunately, that wasn't the case.
yes,
And
fortunately, yes. She's
yes,
such a
fortunately,
strong woman. Very, very smart. People really underestimated her, and I feel like with you, you have such a gentle and a gentleman, such a positive spirit that you two it's a positive vibe, man. It brings a lot of positive
it is.
energy to the internet. Everyone's going crazy. So as far as I'm just gonna say this, in that moment with the mirror saying that, did you feel away with Monte, or was just like, it is what it is? Not saying that you
I,
don't care, but you couldn't do anything about
No,
it.
no. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. I'm not someone, I wouldn't dwell. I mean, if that made both of them happy, they were both very, very important to me in that moment. And I'm like, if that's what they both want to do, I have no idea what they've both been through the last month. Like, I'm in no place to stand in between both of their happiness. So that was my thought process when that hit me. So I was like, anyone out of me in the game. And like, I made my decision. Like, of course I could have just pursued with a showmance with Taylor in the house. But my reason being for that is I didn't think there were any longevity. The Big Brother house is not an emotionally positive environment, and I just
Mm,
felt like there was a lot of opportunities for either Taylor to hurt me or for me to hurt Taylor, and
okay.
I started to value and really cherish the relationship I had with her. So that's why we both agree, like, to press this any further, because we both do acknowledge there's something here, and we're like, we don't
Yes.
think it would be beneficial to our games, to our relationship, to continue it. So we're like, let's bookmark this and resume when we get out of the game. And that's why she's free to, of course, do whatever she wants.
Yes.
Circumstances changes. Like, if
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
could have obviously did that. Obviously, I did not anticipate the the twist and me leaving without saying goodbye and any of
Yeah, of
that. So like,
course.
that was an
Yes.
unfortunate circumstance, but
Hmm.
that's the game.
Is it difficult being outside the house and being in public and kind of getting to know Taylor outside? I mean, I'm not saying the cameras with 24 hours a day like Big Brother, but still, it's somewhat public. Is it difficult, or is it just whatever?
No. I think we both say this about each other. We're like the same people that we were in the house outside of it. Like, I think one thing one thing I definitely loved is that, I don't know about her, but at least for me, I forgot the cameras were there all the time. So that really was me. A lot of people, when they meet me now, are like, oh my God, you really are this chaotic,
Genuine
yeah,
people.
genuine, chaotic, good, unserious guy. And I think a lot of that had to do, again, with my unfamiliarity with a little bit of Big Brother. So like, going through the house, I was just being me and forgetting that the cameras were there. And I was still trying to play the game, so it had some altercation. Like, it's not exactly reality, but I tried
Yeah.
my best to stay true to that. Taylor, I think, was doing that as well. Like, she's still the same exact person I knew in the house. Obviously, it's even better without us having to prioritize or like influence
Yes.
her behavior with the game.
Your family, how are they dealing with this? I mean, because it had to been like affecting the family as well. Once you got out of the house, you really blew up, so to speak. People like Joseph. So how's your family dealing with everything? It got to be crazy
Oh,
for them.
so it's different. So my dad is a very private man. Like, so he's
Oh
definitely like, what's
wow.
going on? Why are people asking me if I'm Baba? Like, who are like? So, he's a little lost in the process. I mean, I don't even think he knows to today what game I played or like what show I was on. He's a very like
Wow.
in his own world foreign parent.
Yes.
My mother is so proud and happy, which was like a big thing. She was like, obviously due to her health conditions and COVID, I
Yeah.
don't spend much time with her. So she was so appreciative of this
Mm,
opportunity to really watch the show, get to know me. And fortunately,
yeah.
obviously, you don't get to see fully of me um, on the TV show, but the live feeders and clip stuff and like her just seeing the positive reinforcement and people saying that I'm a role model, she's just so proud. And that was a big part of why I wanted to go on the show. And further, I also think, I'm so sorry, they're leaf blowing. Um,
You're
Further, so
good.
my siblings were the ones primarily running my social media account, and with them running my social media account, they are very protective. They are very loving. We're all like that. That's why I think my sister recently posted a tweet where someone was like, "Can Joseph fight?" or something, and my sister's like, Joseph's the kindest man you'll ever meet, but do not make him go to that side. I think
Right.
there was a situation where someone was harassing my sister in Greece, and like
Oh no.
they didn't understand no meant no, so
Oh
I
wow.
made sure they understood no meant no.
Exactly.
So
Let them
we're
know what's
all,
going on.
yeah, you're damn right. Like we're not gonna play that. So
No, that's
um
ridiculous.
my we're very close knit and my family's loving it. Hilariously, my family themselves have picked up a following, like all my siblings. Fortunately, the Jaylor fans and the fans of the show like love my family as well, so
Yes.
they all have their own platform, which means the world to me that they're loving and supporting them. And anything I get, I want nothing more but to pass it along to them. So I love that they're engaging with the fans and having a great time, and they love Taylor so much, and
That's
she goes
awesome.
back and forth with them, so it's such a great experience for me.
That is so good that your family is involved. You worked out quite a bit in the house and like you really put people on game by health. Is that something that's a whole family thing or that's just something that's you? Did something trigger for you to be such, I want to work out and keep my body in shape?
Absolutely. So I will say, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me or should I move? Is there like leaf
No,
blowing?
I can hear just fine.
Okay, perfect. Um, so I definitely health has been a huge priority of mine since growing up because my brother was diagnosed with diabetes, and that was a life changing experience. Like, it completely altered his diet, which is why I'm so strict on my dietary restrictions. Because growing up, like, I always felt like he was left out. Like, we would eat certain foods, and he wouldn't have the luxury to eat it. So that's why I have such a strict diet regimen. Was to make him feel included. Like, this is normal. Let's be healthy. My mother has suffered with mental and physical health her whole life, so being robbed of
Mm,
basically her entire life, she was always bedridden, always sick. So I always want to take advantage of that. I think people forget how important health and how much of a luxury truly it is. The fact that you just woke up every day and the fact that you can go to work, be happy, be joyful. That's a lot of the reason. My mom has the sweetest, biggest heart in the world, and she does so even after all the adversity that she's been through, after all her mental health and physical health issues. So she's such a role model to me, and that's why I try to maintain positivity. Like, if she can maintain positivity through her health issues, I can do it as a healthy young adult. So that's why I health is such a big aspect for me. That's why it's so important to me in the house, and it's life changing. Until from another personal standpoint, until I got into fitness, like I didn't have the easiest like high school experience initially, and fitness changed my
mm,
life. It helped me build a lot of confidence. It helped me, stand up for myself. It helped me, make friends. It was a positive environment, the gym for me. So like I just definitely think what it's done for me personally, for my confidence and for my life, along with how I've watched health affect others, is why it's such a big aspect. And in the legal career, it's something that's not prioritized. Lawyers suffer from a lot of detrimental experiences and mental health issues. So that's why I'm always maintaining positivity and, not trying to let that stress crumble me.
So Twitter Spaces actually blew up. I mean, I didn't. I'm a blogger of Big Brother, but I didn't really know of Twitter Spaces until this season. And me and a partner of mine, Sheena, on Twitter, we did spaces about Big Brother, yelling, crying, happy, whatever. We just talked about it, and it became a big following, and we created a community. Have you listened to in the spaces? Because most of us on their contraries we have recorded. They're recorded on there. Have you listened to any of the past ones? I know you guys are catching up with the shows, of course, But if you guys have time, go back and listen to all the different bloggers. There are spaces who were actually recorded. You guys really would be interested to hear bloggers and also fans comment about what was going on at the time. Do you know anything about this?
No, I don't actually, and I would love to. Some fans, like, whether positive or negative, a lot of fans tell me. I just got a message saying, "Hey, Joseph, like, please, do you plan on doing any fitness things? Because when I would watch the live and you would work out, I would work out with
Mhm.
you." And that meant so much to me. So I would love to see what you guys were all talking about and the dialogue that was going through while we were all in the house. I would love if, please, if anyone from Twitter is watching, I joke that they're my tech support. Like, if I could be tagged or if you have any productive ones you want me to listen to, I would love to take those in.
Yes, I will send you some. The person that you see was someone, I don't know who this person is. Put up screen. I put up there. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Said we'll just do a space with me and Sheena and me. Sheena is another person, content creator who does spaces and everything. I do it with her, and she's a great person to do a space with. She spoke about you and Taylor every day. So yeah,
Consider it
that's
done.
another. There's a few
I
of
would-
them on there.
I would
Few.
love to. I would absolutely love to.
I will have her because I think she wants to do one with Taylor as well. But I'll have her DM you because I'm gonna DM you today about the spaces. So you can see the past ones or whatever. But man, it's became a following on there where you guys were like, I don't know, you represented people of color, intelligent, astute individuals who are, winning in a house where there was a lot of toxic. And no matter how toxic it was, you guys were very positive. Whether you were separate from each other or just you by yourself, whoever you were sitting with, it was a smile on your face. You were trying to brighten the room up, and I could tell you're that way even outside the house. And so
Yes.
it's just a good positive thing, good positive energy that
Thank-
that I'm happy
thank
you guys got
Thank you. And
together.
yeah, Taylor's very similar in that too. I might be a little bit more goofy than she is, but like one thing about us is if we walk in a room, we want it to be happy. We want light to follow. We want to laugh. So like that's one thing me and her share in common is that we love to laugh, and like that's I think why we enjoy Twitter so much because they're good at making us laugh.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this final question. I want to ask: do you think that the way you played the game, do you have any regrets at all? Because you were such a positive person. You weren't coming at, I don't want to say the game wasn't crazy hard. Like you weren't just coming like rah rah rah. You just played the game. You were just yourself. Do you have any regrets in anything that you did? That's because you didn't end up being sitting in the final two seats.
I will never, I don't think I will ever say like, I truly regret something in life. And considering the outcome, Taylor winning, Taylor making history, Taylor being the role model that she is, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, unfortunately, she went through what she went through. But from a me standpoint, if me having to go out early resulted in this outcome, I would do it again. So I have no regrets in the game. Obviously, if I go back ever for All Stars, like I'll be more perceptive.
Yes,
But
all stars.
ultimately, what I walked out to and the outcome that concluded with Big Brother 24, I don't want to change. So I don't have any regrets. I'm so happy Taylor won. I'm so happy she made history and she deserves it.
Yes. Would you go back again? Would you? Oh, sorry. Would you go to? You just answered that honestly. Would you go to the challenge or like Amazing Race or
Oh,
Survivor?
I would absolutely love to. I had so much fun. Big Brother had so many difficulties, but the lives I've touched, I would love to do that in a less toxic environment. Hopefully, like Amazing Race or the challenge, where it's like, there's no really social. There is a social aspect, but Big Brother
I'm
is
about to
Big
say yes,
Brother,
it
and
is.
it's its own. Yeah, Big Brother is Big Brother, but that's a whole
It
different
is.
arena. And I still had. I'm still grateful for that experience. I would love nothing more but for more experiences.
Well, I want to say again, you are a gentleman here as well. I would love to see you on those shows. I think you and Taylor bring a great game wise, just your chemistry and just personality is separate. Would be great on either one of those shows. I would love to see it, and I hope that if the opportunity, which I think for some reason I think is going to happen, you will end up on one of those shows in the future. And again, thank you
so
for
much.
coming by here. I want to say again, I appreciate you taking your time. I know you're busy today. I know you got the leaf blower in your ear and everything, but you seem.
Thank you so much for having me. I would love nothing more but to speak with you. And please do follow up with Taylor and I for that space. I truly enjoy your company and the conversation.
I sure will. And again, thank you for coming on. And you have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much. Bye,
Thank you so
Taylor.
much.
If you
Wait,
hear
do the
me,
same.
bye.
Yeah, she's over there. I'll tell her you say bye. Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye bye.